I thought this was just how beans tasted, but like, no. Roasted Brussels sprouts. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna make a super quick and easy, hopefully, vegan plant-based meal prep. This is supposed to be super simple yet versatile, something that you can mix and match with throughout the week, and at the end I'll show you how you can mix and match it with different dishes. Basically, we're making some black beans, some kale, some Brussels sprouts, and sweet potatoes that we'll be baking, some quinoa as well, and the plantains. I haven't had plantains in so long, I miss them so much, but the plantains are not ready yet. I wish they were, but they're not. They should be ready soon. I've just been letting them sit in a like paper bag. They're basically just here for aesthetic purposes. When they're ready, I'll add it to it. Oh, and I'm also gonna make cashew cheese to put on top of it as well too. Let's get started. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is cook the beans since they take the longest. So I've just rinsed out 3.5 cups of dry black beans. These are not soaked or anything, and I'm just gonna cook them in my Instant Pot. Beans, some filtered water, just enough to go a little bit above the black beans. And it says dried black beans should take 20 to 25 minutes. If they were soaked, it would only take 6 to 8 minutes. This is bean chili. 25. I think it just turns on. Yeah, there we go. It's on a function that says sealed, and then you leave it there. It's for the ventilation, and then when it's ready, you switch it to venting. Cooking your beans is a game changer compared to canned beans. Are great and like a good go-to and just, you know, easy peasy. But as far as taste, I thought this was just how beans tasted, but like, no, when you, sorry, all the spices made my nose run. When you cook your own beans, it is a completely different taste, just fresh. Okay, so it's been 25 minutes. Let's see, I'm gonna put it on vent. Ooh, oh my God. A few on the top are still a little hard. So I heard soaking them is better before you cook them. It'll cook better. So I'm just gonna mix it around, add some more water, and cook it for a little bit longer. I got my washed Brussels sprouts here, and I'm just gonna chop these up really quick. I know this is a huge knife, but I need them for the sweet potatoes. I don't wanna use too many different dishes. Yeah, this knife is a little way too big for these Brussels sprouts. I would definitely use a smaller knife if I were you. Oh, looks like our beans turned off. Okay, I'm gonna check on my beans. They've cooked now for an extra, so hot, 15 minutes-ish. Ooh, so good. Another day go by, don't know what got me down. So I have my electric kettle going, so it might be a little loud, but I'm basically just going to do the same thing now with the sweet potatoes that I did with the Brussels sprouts, except I'm going to bake 3 of them, and then the other 2 I'm going to boil in here for the cashew cheese. Oh my god. It's so good. Roasted Brussels sprouts. They're a little burnt, just a little burnt, but it's kind of nice when they're a little burnt. I like them like that. So you can just season it however you want to. This is just what I'm doing. I used the same bowl that I mixed the Brussels sprouts in to do the sweet potatoes, but I don't care. It would be nice if it wasn't so hot. Just okay, so according to my instructions, the quinoa is 1 to 1.25 grain to water ratio, which means if I put 1 cup, you know how I love math, 1 cup of quinoa, I would put 1.25 cups of water. But because I put 2 cups of quinoa, I'm guessing that's 2.25. Basically 1 times 2, 2 cups, so then 1.25 times 2, 2.5 cups of water. Okay, got it. Okay, so it literally says that quinoa takes only 1 minute. So we'll see about that. I love the noise it makes. I don't even know which one to put it on. I'm just gonna do pressure cook 1 minute. So the sweet potatoes are ready. The quinoa definitely didn't cook in 1 minute. I put 2 cups, so I'm gonna try another minute. Also, it probably maybe didn't work because I didn't leave the vent closed. I left it open. So I just closed it and tried it again. Because I guess the whole point is like pressure. So if the vent was open, there's probably no pressure. So I just realized that was probably my bad. By the way, I cannot stop eating these Brussels sprouts. Especially those little slightly burned crispy chips. Like, so the quinoa definitely got ready after like a couple more minutes on high pressure cook with the vent sealed. This looks amazing. Whoa, look at that color. It's It's like the turmeric is very evident, which would make sense for this recipe. It's not as creamy as I wanted it to be. It's not as like thick as I want it to be. It's very liquidy. See the texture? I doubled all the measurements in the original recipe to make a bigger batch. The only thing I can think of is the reason why it's watery is probably because I soaked the cashews for like 4 days instead of just overnight. So maybe that's why, because then more water soaked in inside the cashews. Hey you guys, it's the next day and I basically just, oh my god, I hope you can't see my hairy armpits. I plated the meal prep in just different options to show you guys how you can like mix and match them. Boom, this is what we got right here. This is just everything that I made right here. The Brussels sprouts, the sweet potatoes, the kale, the black beans, and then the turmeric cheese cashew sauce. That looks amazing. Here, I just put it on a bed of spinach, and this time I added tofu and left out the Brussels sprouts. The tofu is not cooked or baked, but it definitely would taste better if you bake them. I like to season them and bake them, but I just didn't have time to do that right now. And then the third option, what we got over here though. Okay, so the third option is just put it on like a tortilla. So this is a chickpea tortilla, siete chickpea flour. They also have cashew, they also have almond, but the cashew, the cassava, and the chickpea hold up the best. Those are my favorite. The almond flour one tends to break when you put like this much stuff in it, because it just doesn't have any like binding agent in the almond flour. Oh, and then of course my plantains here for decoration. When they're ready, oh my god, it's gonna be so perfect with this. Like right here, there would be plantains right there. Plantains are so good with this. And also it's really easy to do swaps. Like if you don't want quinoa, you can just swap it with rice or something else. And then the sauce, you can also repurpose that in other dishes, like even in like a pasta, just make it more like cheesy. So yeah, these are the meals. So yeah guys, that was my meal prep video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a like. Let me know down below if you meal prep regularly or not. I'm always curious if other people do. Me and my partner always used to do that every week, but now with quarantine, it's like so much more chillax. So like we just kind of cook as we go, like it doesn't even really matter. If you'd like to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. I don't know what that was. Bye.
Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more. We could be dancing in the stars, we could be floating on away. As long as I'm safely in your arms, and it don't really matter.